Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is RemovableSanity and today I am reviewing Scars Above on the Series X, developed by Madhead Games and published by PlayerUnknown. So what is Scars Above? Scars Above is a challenging sci-fi third-person action-adventure shooter set in a mysterious alien world for you to explore. The premise is that you control Dr. Kate Ward, a SCAR member who wakes up dazed, alone in a strange, hostile environment. Determined to survive, you set out to find your crew and unravel the mystery behind what is happening. The game boasts the ability to learn new skills, a variety of elemental weapons, tactical fighting, and an intricate alien world to explore. First up is accessibility. With regards to accessibility, there is only a small number of options to help you play the game and enjoy it to its fullest. There is a variety of difficulty modes and there is subtitles. Subtitles can also have the size change, which is a godsend for those with eyesight issues. There's also prompts during the game if you fail too many times to drop the difficulty, which is another nice feature. There is no button remapping, which would be ideal for those with motor issues. Next is gameplay. The gameplay starts with you on a ship helping out your fellow crew. Here you are tasked to 3D print an electric gun that will start your engines in a bid to scan an alien entity orbiting Earth. This effectively is a tutorial of what you should be doing a lot of during the game. After a quick pep talk by your boss, you scan said object and things go blurry. You soon wake up on an alien planet alone, weaponless and a bit fuzzy. From here it's up to you to survive and find your fellow crew members. Kate is an astronaut and a scientist, but not a soldier. This becomes very clear early on, as you only have a blade to slash at enemies with, which also requires you to manage a stamina bar in a bid not to tire out before said enemies are dispatched. Progressing further, you soon find the gun you had printed earlier and get to use it on some more unique enemies. Things get more complicated as you soon run into a pond of flesh-eating worms that you need to cross. Things are never simple in this game, and it lets you know that it requires you to use Kate's engineering and scientific knowledge a lot, enabled to explore the world and its environment. This also helps you craft unique gadgets and different elemental weapons, which you will need to survive. For example, after finding an alien creature secreting some sort of liquid, she needs to study its anatomy. She opens up her X-ray vision to investigate further and start analysing the creature's brain, its secretion sac and surrounding innards. Quickly, Kate deduces that the creature's physiology breaks down local fauna and converts it into a cryogenic liquid. Why is this helpful? Well, with that knowledge she can now 3D print a gun that fires ice, perfect for crossing that pond earlier, but also good for freezing enemies in place. Combining different weapon types is a great way to deal extra damage, and this is also especially true for exploiting the surrounding environment elements on show. Finding an enemy too tough but you're fighting on a lake made of ice? Break the ice using a fire gun, lure the enemy into it, freezing them, and then blow them into pieces with your electric gun. While smaller enemies can be taken out using a combination of ranged weapons, devices and melee attacks, you soon run into bigger enemies that will need something extra. Thankfully, here the bigger brutes often come with a visual elemental exploitable weak point. It's then up to you to discover effective tactics in a bid for those weak points to be seized upon. Gadgets are also equally useful and are often discovered just before a new enemy type, allowing you to use said gadget to its peak effectiveness. My favourite by far was the time dilation grenade, which created a bubble slowing down time for all in it except for you. In the surrounding environments are also monolithic alien pillars strewn about and function just like Elden Ring's Site of Grace. You'll heal up and replenish all your consumables, and in turn all of the enemies' spawns also reset. This means should you die, you are locked back to your last monolith save and have to progress through the same enemies again till you get past the one that took your life. Most routes often lead you to a fork, allowing you to open up a route back to the same monolith, which then allows you to cut out that part and progress without too much of a worry. Also, thankfully, all of these are situated just before a boss fight, which is great when you realise you may die to them more than you think. You see, bosses themselves are a puzzle and a skill check. All require you to think out of the box, either in some shape or form. The one that stumped me the most was a scorpion-like boss that halfway into killing it jumps onto the wall, and my previous tactic no longer worked. The first boss was by far the hardest, as you have little to no gadgets and its continuous barrage of attacks gives you little time to think. It was pretty much me spamming freeze, which often or not didn't, and end up running around in a circle taking pot shots. This one boss alone could put a lot of players off. I do hope it doesn't, so they can enjoy this great ride. You can buff your character with new skills found by collecting purple cubes in the environment that hold knowledge. Once enough knowledge has been collected, you are given a point. You can then spend these points on varying passive skills. The skills are divided into tiers, and it's here you'll need to be clever with your choices. There is enough knowledge in the game to collect all the skills, and I had them all by the end. But careful placement in the beginning is crucial. You see, your consumables are dictated by the amount of fibre you have, which is quite often a bit sparse. You collect fibre from the environment, but it only provides a small amount. Investing in your fibre capacity, along with how much it costs to craft consumables, will allow you to have extra heals, refills and other useful items during a battle. This was a truly enjoyable experience, and if you can push past the first boss, you will soon realise it's much more than it presents itself in the early stages. Next is graphics. The game's visuals are superb and well done to showcase off the alien world to its fullest, with a unique biodiverse environments and lighting that aims to tease you to explore more. And being that the gameplay is baked into the environments, you can tell the developers took a lot of time in creating the perfect scenes. For example, in the more frozen wastelands of the planet, you are soon hit by blizzards, and it takes its toll on Kate. The more time you spend in the cold, the more your hypothermia meter fills. If said meter fills to the top, you take excessive damage. Along the way though, you'll see bushes that can be ignited with your incendiary rounds. Set them alight to create a radius of warmth that will heal your hypothermia. This showcases not only the beauty of the terrain, but it invites the player to explore more and use it to their advantage. The weather also plays into the gameplay, like if there's rain, enemies freeze quicker, utilising the moisture on their bodies to generate a freezing surface. Environments and weather all dictate what elements are appropriate and the manner in which you ought to make use of them. Enemy designs are also equally well done and gruesomely varied enough to ensure you're always discovering a new foe to outsmart. One feature I adore and wish more was in many games was an enemy viewer, in which all the aliens you discover is available to view outside of combat and laid bare in all their 3D goodness. And finally, sound. The game is fully voiced and all the characters, be it Kate or her guide, showcase off their top tier voice acting to their fullest, each pushing their respective roles so that by the end of the game you are as familiar with them as those around you in real life. Enemy sounds and gun effects are superb, with enemy sounds being varied enough to ensure you can work out what is coming without seeing them. This plays an integral part in the more tighter quarter zones, with their screams and roars echoing through the area, ensuring you're already dreading their appearance way before meeting them. gun sounds are equally superb and brilliantly brutal and weighty to ensure every hit and shot feels like you are generally carving out damage in what you hit. The music of the game reminds me of Mass Effect, and that should tell you how highly appraised that is. There were some scores in which I truly thought they had used Mass Effect's own songs, and this brought me some immense joy, ranging from serene classical outworld tunes and ethereal pitch fluctuating echoes to techno synth, all in a bid to ensure the scene in front of them plays into the gamer's emotion. My recommendation here would be a good surround system to really enjoy the complete experience. And this leads me on to the rating of the game. Now I rate games in order of avoid, on sale, great purchase and must own. My rating for Scars Above is a great purchase. The game is excellent, and you can tell the developers are full of passion and ideas that would definitely suit a bigger budget for them to sink their teeth into. This is a perfect indie game that showcases off the immense talent out there waiting for you to pick up their stories to lose yourselves in. Please note that in my playthrough at least half of the achievements didn't pop, and you lose your continue, meaning you may have to play the whole thing again in order to get these to pop when the patch to fix this comes in. The game is currently priced on Xbox at £34.99 or approximately $40, and depending on your skill and patience would give you about 10 plus hours worth of gameplay. Should you wish to get all the achievements in the game, you will probably need a second playthrough. Regardless of the first boss's difficulty spike, this is a superb game and is one of the more immersive titles I've played. Its old school design on the world, gameplay loop and challenge makes it hard to put down, and that alone should tell you something. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I do hope you like this review, and if you do, please like, share and subscribe if you so wish. And if you would like to put some notes or even just a comment in the comment section, I do like reading them. Anyway, have a great time gaming, and I'll see you all again soon.
We are a team. We are Scars.